Oh. 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 Just to recollect where we were, Swami is narrating or listing out all the 20 qualities of a jnani. So they are called the sugunas or jnana gunas, I guess. Those two terms we had discussed. I think we are in the fifth or sixth one, which is Shanti. I will ask the sisters to continue from where we left off. Sai Ram, sisters.
The seventh virtue is saucham, or cleanliness, not merely outer cleanliness, but inner cleanliness. And what is inner cleanliness? The absence of affection and hatred, of desire and discontent, lust and anger, and the presence of daivi, good, godly qualities. Water cleans the body. Truth cleans the mind. Knowledge cleans the reasoning faculty. The individual is cleaned by penance and discipline. The eighth virtue is called stairyam, steadfastness, fixity of faith, the absence of fickleness or waywardness. The sadhaka must hold fast to what he has once fixed his faith upon, as conducive to his spiritual progress. He should not flirt from one ideal to another, changing the goal from day to day. This is also referred to as diksha. Fickleness is a product of weakness, a weakness that has to be scrupulously avoided.
Okay, thank you, sister. So I think it's reasonably clear. So there's, I think maybe Auntie, we can read the Telugu, I guess, no? Sai Ram, Auntie.
Sai Ram to all of you. So we start with Shaucham. Yedavadi Shauchamu.
The seventh one is cleanliness.
Anaga Shuddhi Cheyuta.
Which means cleansing.
బాహ్య శౌచమే కాక శౌచము ప్రధానమైనది.
Not only the external cleanliness, but the inner cleanliness is also very important.
అదియే అంతఃకరణ శౌచము.
That is the cleanliness of the inner instruments.
రాగద్వేషములు కాని కామక్రోధములు కాని లేక,
without the presence of raga and dvesha, the likes and dislikes, or desire and hatred,
సాత్వికమైన దైవీ గుణములు విరాజిల్లినప్పుడు అట్టి దాన్ని అంతఃశౌచమని చెప్పవచ్చును.
when the sattvic qualities, which are divine qualities, which they come into their present of effulgent, I guess, or alive, that is called inner cleanliness.
దేహమును జలము వలనను, మనస్సును సత్యము వలనను, జీవాత్మను విద్యా తపస్సుల వలనను, బుద్ధిని జ్ఞానము వలనను శుద్ధి చేసుకొనవలెను వలయును.
The body has to be cleansed with water. The mind has to be cleansed with truth. Jivatma has to be cleansed.
విద్యా తపస్సుల వలన.
Jivatma has to be cleansed through education, knowledge, and tapas. And buddhi has to be cleansed with jnana.
Jnana.
These are the means of cleaning each of those inner instruments.
Yeah. ఎనిమిదవది స్థైర్యము.
The eighth one is stairya or steadiness.
చపల చిత్తము లేకుండట.
That is fickleness, absence of fickleness.
Yeah. నిమిషమునకొక్క భావము, దినమునకొక్క ఆట కాక,
with instead of having each minute a different thought, word, or action,
దినమునకొక్క ఆట, each day some,
every day is something different, a different dance, different action
ఆట కాక, ఏదైనాను మంచిదని విశ్వసించిన తరువాత,
not only whatever it is, to consider it as good, believing it as good.
ఎన్ని ఇక్కట్లు సంభవించినను,
whatever the difficulties which may take place,
సాధకుడు పట్టు వదలక శ్రద్ధతో అనుష్ఠించవలెను.
The sadhaka, the aspirant, should not give up, and with determination he should practice.
Yeah. దీనినే దీక్ష అని కూడా అందురు.
This is also called diksha.
దౌర్బల్యము పనికిరానిదని దీని అంతరార్థము.
Which means one weakness is useless, or it does not help, is the inner meaning of this.
Yeah, that's it.
So, thank you. So Swami has clearly described both. Maybe we will discuss the saucham or cleanliness first.
1 minute, Arun.
Yes,
ikkatlu means sometimes obstacles.
Obstacles, okay.
Ikkatlu.
Yes.
Where does that word come?
Second, stadium. When you say that, no? Dinamana
says every minute a different feeling, every day a different action. Instead of this, whatever happens, everything is for good, believing that once we have that faith, not giving up, tarvate inni ikkatlu.
In spite of all the obstacles, one has to
how many ever the obstacles. Anyone would like to share anything?
The part where Swami saying the body has to be cleansed with water, the mind with truth, the jiva with knowledge and tapas.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can discuss.
Yeah.
I think that, okay, Swami says the body has to be cleansed with water. And the mind has to be cleansed with truth. And the Jivatma has to be cleansed with Vidya, which is knowledge or education, and Tapas, which is penance. Buddhi has to be cleansed with knowledge. Yeah. In the Vidya here also can be considered Atma Vidya, as Swami would say. Vidyanam Atma Vidya. So I don't know, anyone would like to discuss, share any thoughts?
Siren brother, just discussing outer cleanliness is so much easier to achieve in our daily life. But the inner tapas, sacrifice, what we choose to look at, listen to, company we keep, all of that is on the pathway to working on the inner cleanliness. But that living in a Western world, having to go to a job, having to be exposed and respectful of everyone we interact with, that journey seems like a constant, right? And taking, for example, Shivratri, I was thinking, the importance of these occasions, even if we get pulled away for some time and we get a little bit deluded in, the day-to-day, that's also us sacrificing on working our inner cleanliness. When these occasions come, it sort of pulls you back into the company, like this sort of company. We woke up this morning, we had no idea we were going to be involved in a study circle. But again, this is chipping away little by little. Pilgrimage is little effort as well. If we can aspire, it helps, right, in the journey. But lifetimes to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Yes, Brother Thasan, please go ahead.
So, Saram, brother. So, in order to get the blessing from the Lord, we need the 20 attributes. So, this cleanness is the important. The reason is we have to, how we keep the body outside clean, same way we have to keep the inside too. That according to this one, the hatred, we know is coming from the jealousy. Jealousy, we cannot see. Someone's holding the jealousy, we cannot see. Only that person knows. The output of the jealousy is the hatred. Hatreds will come out with some forms, anger and breaking things and everything. So in order to practice that one, when we get these kind of things, then everything's gone. Whatever we developed, whatever we studied, all gone, because everything started with the ego. So how we can improve that one too, in order to clean inside? I'm asking a question from everyone.
So you can you repeat the question, brother?
Okay. To keep that body outside clean is important in order to walk on the spiritual path. Same way we have to keep inside to clean. That important part, that jealousy will destroy everything. The jealousy, we cannot see someone is holding inside. You cannot see I am a jealousy with you, and they pretend, okay, you have a nice dress and they talk, or you're wearing a nice bangle or necklace, or you have a nice house. But the particular person might have jealousy inside, but you cannot see that. But that person output is going to be anger, the hatreds. Hatreds we studied before, it will destroy everything. So in order to clean that one, we know that is coming out from the ego. That is, ego is the one bringing all these kind of problems. So how we can clean inside?
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So brother has asked a question, how do we clean? I thought Swami had given some 3 instructions, so we can discuss those one by one, I guess, if it's okay. I think the first one Swami is saying, the mind has to be cleansed with truth. So we can just discuss what does Swami mean by mind to be cleansed by truth. So I will, Swami has made the statement. Maybe we'll discuss, others can share what can we do by truth and how can we clean our mind. Most of the time, so we can see we all maybe speaking truth or whatever. But how can that be cleaning the mind?
Sai Ramana, if I may say something. So I think when we say truth, cleaning and truth, mind for the truth is like understanding everything else around us is Maya. That also kind of answer what Anna's uncle was asking. If we know what is real and what is not real, then I think that'll kind of put things in perspective for us. That's how I see it. Like if around us is not real, so that is the truth. The real truth is God, and everything is one. Or
you believe in yourself.
Yeah, believing in yourself.
So, there's a proverb in Tamil, I don't know how many of you can understand. Say, Chandrana paathu or naikutti kuraicha, Chandran or naalum kuraya poradilla. So the same way, who we are, we have to realize our soul connected to God. So we don't need to judge others, why she is jealous about me, why I'm thinking about her, that thinking even bad. We should not assume that, oh, she's thinking about us jealous. We should not have that mind. I don't know whether I'm correct. I think the mind should be pure, like a truth to yourself.
Yeah. So what Anna has said, how do we say truth? It's like understanding everything is Maya and God is real. I think that is the truth. That's how I see it from what Swami had said. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. So anyone else would like to comment on that? Any other thoughts?
I think this is everybody, they have to clear by themselves. Nobody else can do it for us. Whenever we understand, oh, I feel some jealous that one, or it is not worth it. It's not any use at all. And we have to think about that. And what is the point of I am jealous at somebody for something they have it or something I didn't have it. So nothing going to help me. Whenever I understood clearly, then I don't have to worry about to jealous and those things. Sairam.
Thank you.
Sairam, it's Neil. I just also I'll give a personal a thought on this. For me, I always think back on what is more permanent as truth, and when I use that as my own discrimination. What is most important, permanent, and take that road. Make my decisions based on that. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, the little things for that which is bigger or more permanent. So I think truth is, if I recall, and I don't want to misquote, but I think truth is that which is most permanent, right? So that is, for me, that is my own personal discrimination on truth.
Truth is victory always.
Yeah.
Always. After so many years, the truth will be still there.
Yeah.
So
Unchanging.
unchanging.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Anyone else would like to comment? Or have we exhausted that? I think everyone has contributed in some way, different aspects of facets of the truth. But I thought I will also share something very simple. The thing is, for example, the even at the mundane level truth also, if we do not have to think about describing something which a fact in many different ways, that itself will clean our mind from all sorts of thoughts. For example, something has happened and that has to be conveyed to different people. For example, we will think, maybe we should say it this way, maybe we should say it that way. These are all sorts of thoughts which clutter and cloud our mind also. The mind is completely engrossed We take anything which has happened also, analyze it 100 different ways, try to understand why is it so and so on. All this also clutter the mind with so many thoughts. So that itself can dirty the mind, pollute the mind with too many thoughts. So insignificant things just cloud our head with so much that we don't remember the important things. So that itself is cleanliness. The mind will become amanaska when there is thoughtlessness. And each time they say, if you tell a lie, you have to tell 9 more lies to cover that one lie. So, the lie is any form of distorting the fact is also a lie. Any form of partially being worried about saying the truth also is a lie. And I think in the justice system, they say the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth. So if you have only that, you don't have to even think about it. So hundreds and hundreds of thoughts will just vanish. Right away, your mind will be very, very clear. So even from a simple perspective, a mind can be very, very clear just by sticking to only the truth. The only thing is you say it or not. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. If it is not priyam, don't say it. So silence, so you don't have to think about it. I say it, I don't say it. Don't have to fabricate all sorts of thoughts. I think that's, in addition to whatever others have said, I thought that is a very, very simple way of clearing the mind completely. So the mind is all free for very important things it can focus on. And so I thought I would just share that. If
Uncle.
anyone, pardon?
Does that mean, Uncle, like, so when we try to think of ways of saying something in a way that the other person doesn't get hurt, sometimes people who are very straightforward are also very like, they can hurt people in the manner that they say things.
So better not to say it. See, it is black or white, in a on or off. You say it or you don't say it. If you try to say it, in a see, if you contrive to say it, then it usually people mess up. Okay, it's better not. So if you're in the spiritual path, it's better whether to say it or don't say it. Otherwise, there's no need to speak about it.
Like if someone is making a mistake and you need to correct them, like
Yes.
sometimes do you not have to think about a way to convey that?
Okay, stop. If others can share, please.
Sorry, this is a very, very good point, because it's something that always, I think, in our minds we try to rationalize. But I always say it to my children when they ask this sort of same question: silence is consent. So let's say I'm in a workplace, or I'm somewhere where I'm witnessing something that in my mind it's untruth. But if I silently observe without living my truth or adhering to my dharma, isn't that wrong?
So you asked a question whether the thing is, we are only dealing with one of the issues. Sometimes what we perceive as a fact may seem the fact to us, but our perception itself can be very clouded with other feelings, a sense of judgment and all that also. So the thing is, sometimes we judge people's actions, and that is on the spur of the moment. Maybe it's of use, but we should not dwell on it. If somebody hits somebody, you saw it, you can go and stop it. There's no need to even talk about it. If somebody screamed at somebody, I think we can say, please don't scream. End of story. There's nothing more need to be discussed. It is not nice or something like that. But the thing is, if we let the thoughts multiply, then it becomes a problem, because we don't know whether our own emotions, our own imperfections are creeping into that. There's a nice story, maybe I will tell that and stop. Otherwise, there's a story about a rishi who had taken the oath of truth, and apparently he was doing penance. This story is told by Swami, so I will just repeat. I think we have discussed it here. If somebody else wants to tell the story, I will offer it to somebody, because I am doing too much talking. Kalyani, you can share it, or Auntie. Say they are refusing to say. So, okay, so I will say. So there was a rishi, he was doing penance. Apparently, a hunter was chasing an animal, and that animal ran by and hid under a bush. There are a couple of different versions, but the principle is the same. So this hunter stopped by this rishi and asked, did you see an animal pass by? Where did it go? So the problem was rishi could not say where that he saw, because then the hunter will find the animal and kill it. At the same time, he cannot tell the lie that he didn't see it. So apparently he said, that which saw cannot speak, that which can speak didn't see. And that was the end of that. So he neither told the truth nor told a lie. But basically he said, I am not in a position to command my faculties, one of which may have seen, the other one didn't see. And that was the end of that. So the thing is, sometimes we are in situations like this. The problem is, sometimes if we are in a position to see, I think, help something, we can help. Otherwise, it may be better left to God, I think. But I will stop here. I will ask others to share their thoughts.
Sairam Arun. The saying also goes, Satyam apriyam na bruyat. That's also there. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. Satyam apriyam na bruyat. Don't, if the truth is going to hurt anyone, don't say it. That's
Namridam priyam bruyat.
Satyam?
No, the next one is, don't say that which is pleasing also. Don't say that. I think there are 4 conditions. Speak the truth.
Speak the truth.
Do not speak the truth. Speak what is pleasing.
Pleasing.
Do not speak the truth which is unpleasant.
Unpleasing. Unpleasant.
And do not speak that which is pleasant, which is an untruth.
The next sentence.
Don't say something pleasing which is untrue.
Which is just to please.
This is a summary of dharma.
Yeah. Just to please somebody, we don't have to lie. That is also one thing.
Yeah, this is straight from Manudharma Shastra.
Manudharma Shastra.
Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. So according to that, how to clean that insight, that if we think about Maya and the truth, and based on your thing, okay, you bring the mind, less thoughts, that will clean. So the end, that means you have to develop the selfless love that will stop your ego and your jealousy and hatreds. That's good answer, brother. So silence, when you go to the silence, when you have anything truth, in Mahabharata, when during the distraught time, if we take Bhishma, Dronacharya, they were silent. And Vidura talked that whatever they are doing, not right. So if any actions affecting to the other people, we have to tell the truth. We cannot be in silence also, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Yeah,
Uncle.
just because we're quoting from Manadharma Shastra, I will say it's Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat, na bruyat Satyam apriyam, Priyam cha nanrutam bruyat, Esha dharmaha sanatanaha. Okay, so this Swami quotes often. Yes, Kalyani.
Couldn't you say that the Rishi who said that riddle of the sorts, that he was not telling the whole truth?
Oh, you asking about the Rishi. He was not telling the whole truth. Auntie, you had to unmute and say, Auntie.
No, my eyes saw that, but my eyes cannot speak. My eyes saw that, and my mouth, it did not see it, and it cannot say that. That's the riddle, I think. Am I correct, Arun?
Yes, Auntie, yes. So the sage, actually, he does not identify with the body.
Ah, that is all.
So, so the thing is, the Atman cannot speak without the mouth. So the thing is, he just made a statement. Okay, that which saw cannot speak. So what he meant, one of my organs saw it.
Yeah.
That which can speak did not see.
See.
It's also a factual statement. Okay, the mouth did not see. So are you going to blame the mouth, or are you going to blame the eye?
Eyes.
Or are you going to blame the Atman, which is actually dissociated with everything? I think it is an, yeah. And once this is said, others have already brought up, when in a situation where some harm is being inflicted, should we be silent? I think a bystander. Okay, so that is where a harm is being inflicted. Okay, so but let's take let's come back to this. Or I think Narmada. I don't know.
Sorry, Sairam, yeah, it's
Sairam, brother. You said that you are going to come back again, right? That's the question I wanted to ask. So I'll wait.
So I will come back and then you can ask.
Yes.
So the thing is, yeah. So one should not be silent when some harm is being inflicted. Okay, which is fine. But here we are only talking about truth, not about a description of an event. See, a description of an event is not truth. It is just you repeat as is. Okay, but the bigger problem is, for example, we believe in Swami. Okay, somebody asked, do you believe in Sai Baba? Is he God? Someone who does not share our belief, maybe from some other religion. We all tied into knots. There are websites where we say he's a philanthropist. He's an educationist. That is the problem. You come up with some story which you think is palatable to others. So that means we forget what is truth. That kind of truth will cleanse the mind. That kind of truth will cleanse the mind. But that is the real truth. We already spoke about truth which never changes. If somebody hits somebody today.
Sairam, brother, can you please repeat again what is the truth, the palatal truth? What
okay. So first let me say, you all were saying if somebody harmed somebody, that is truth, we have to speak up. Okay. I wanted to say that is not a truth. For example, one day somebody may have been very nice to somebody. Okay, somebody may have fed somebody. That's a fact. The next day, that person may have slapped the person. Okay, so the previous day's fact didn't last till the next day. The fact that the person slapped did not happen yesterday. So that is not truth. That is just a fact. Okay. But even in the case of fact also, we just sometimes get tied up. So I will push that aside. The real truth is about God. Okay. If somebody says, do you believe in Sai Baba? Is Sai Baba is God? Do we have to pause and think how we should couch the answer? I'm just asking. This is a problem also for devotees, because that's the truth. If it is God is truth, but sometimes we have afraid. Swami in a couple of Christmas discourses says, most people are like Peter. Apparently, Peter was asked whether he knew Jesus, and he said, I don't know him. When Jesus was being, captured for crucifixion. So he says, most devotees, my devotees are also like that. No one is like Hanuman. When Ravana asks him, who are you? He says, I am the servant of Koshalendra, the Rama. That kind of devotee I don't have. So Swami has said. So sometimes truth is just that. That also means, are we truthful to Swami at all times? Do we dress and behave everywhere as a devotee? That's also truth. Do we behave and live like that at all times, as much as possible? That's also truth. So that is, I thought I will just extend it to that. Because sometimes everything becomes a facade, which, some garb which wear like a actor in a play. We wear some dress, go somewhere, we go change the dress, we go somewhere else. That also pollutes the mind. That also pollutes the mind. A jnani will never change. He will be the same. He will dress, behave, and function the same way. That's also another aspect of truth. So sorry, I don't know. Now, have I gone back, Sister Aruna? They still have the hands raised.
Brother, so really it's nice, a good explanation in regards to the truth, because we always, I always, not we, I always think the truth means wherever the right thing we have to talk. But now, as per the discussion, I think we have to think of the real truth, and anything that is going to hurt others and think that's a temporary one, we can use our whether it's a right thing to say or not. So whatever the Rishi also said, whatever yes seen cannot talk, that also is for that one particular thing. But he has focused on the real truth of that which is permanent. What is the truth? Only he has given that answer. So that makes a lot of sense. I just wanted to share my thoughts. Thank you so much, Saira.
He spoke the real truth.
Yes, he has. Because it gives us a lot of see, sometime in the organization thing, sometimes they say you have to handle in a diplomatic manner and all. Those are not to please anybody, but keeping that the real truth in mind, and do whatever is necessary at the time. So many things are coming out with this kind of discussion. Oh, really, thank you so much. Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam, uncle, like in that case of the Rishi, so the Rishi, because he didn't identify with his body, so when the hunter asked him, did you see the deer? He could say that, the eye did saw, or the mouth didn't see. But like if I were to say that, I would be lying, isn't that? Because I identify with that I am.
So I think the sooner you start identifying with Atman, the better.
Because that's the whole thing. Because sometimes when you try to tell the truth, you try to find these kind of different ways to say it so that it's not.
I understand.
24/7, one is not identifying with Atman. We are identifying with the body. We have to think twice and then take that mind along with the path of Atman and then answer. It will take more time. But to say that impromptu, that's easier.
Yeah, impromptu is better. Without, I think the whole idea, Kalyani, it should be impromptu. We should be spontaneous. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you're spontaneous, if you are spontaneously a kind person, you will not hurt the person.
Not hurt anyone.
You will not spontaneously, you will not lie, say something wrong. So I think once we are trained, actually, God will help us say what we have to say. And even if you have hurt somebody, sometimes the hurt, if it is for the betterment of the person, if that the intention is so pure, that person will get benefited by that. Okay. See, sometimes hurt may be needed for growth also. But the intention has behind that a statement has to be so pure and so compassionate that even if the person gets hurt, the person will recover from that and will be a much better person. Okay, so that's a Vidura spoke. It was not his intention to harm, hurt Duryodhana. He just wanted to educate him. So sometimes harsh words can be spoken with the pure intention of helping the person. But sometimes, we are worried the other person's ego will be hurt, so let me not hurt the person's ego. Then, we are worried about our own ego because we are worried about that person having a good opinion of us. See, forget about the other person's ego getting hurt. We don't want our image in the other person's eyes to come down in any shape or form. So actually the real culprit is inside us.
Exactly.
Sometimes, we want to be seen as a very compassionate person. We want to be seen as a very sweet person. Swami says there are many people, because Swami has told people to speak sweetly. Swami said there are so many people dripping honey, but inside poison is spewing. Okay, so sometimes that is also not pure. Okay, so it's all, as Auntie said, let's be impromptu, spontaneous. Let's always wish everyone well. Then we don't have to think too much.
That's such
If
a
they,
Yeah, Uncle, such a good point, because in this day and age, most of the time we're not talking to people face to face, we're texting. So like when I write a text, like sometimes I do it 3 times before I like send it. Especially if it's something like, yeah.
It's a good, Kalani. I also do that. When I text message, I read it again, and hopefully it will not hurt anyone. That's the way how we can send a message.
I'll be more impromptu in my response.
No, it's okay to, that time you can correct it and send. After that, you should not think about it. Sairam. Brother Dasan, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sairam, brother. So the story, I think the deer is behind to the Rishi, and the Rishi had a penance that he's not going to lie. It's very difficult to live without telling lie. As if telling so he saw the deer and behind him, and he doesn't want to tell lie. So how he can tell the answer to the person? So he has to say something that could not understand. He had to say in a riddle way. So in that way, the person who chased the deer can walk out from the place. So deer will be safe too. Yeah, brother.
Yes, brother.
Yes,
I heard this story is this way. The deer came, and he was in tapas, and then when he came and did ask him, "Did you see that?" And he was reacting like, "Yeah, I hit him." And then he was scared. The guy, he back off, right? He thought he turned him mad. He turned him his anger, and he's tell the truth, but the way that he tells, and he reacted like he was, I think I made him angry, so he doesn't want to ask further. He back off from that.
Yeah, that story, brother, is slightly different. that what happened was Ashwatthama took vow that he will kill all the Pandavas. So Krishna had to come up with, as usual, Krishna had to come to the to solve the problem. So what he did was he took, because Ashwatthama will find Pandavas wherever they are. So he went to Durvasa and asked Durvasa, he dug a pit and put all the 5 Pandavas under him, underneath, and covered it and asked Durvasa to sit on top of it. And he told him, when Ashwatthama comes and asks, just yell at him saying that they are yes under me. And so that's what happened. Ashwatthama searched everywhere, and then he realized somewhere in Durvasa's ashram only these people are hiding, because that's what Krishna would have done. And when he came, Durvasa screamed at him, yes, they are under me. So Ashwatthama was scared that Durvasa will curse him if he troubled him further, and he left. And of course, he went and killed the Upapandavas after that. That's the rest of the story. But that's the story we are referring to.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, Sister Vasudha.
Sairam from Saskatoon. I just wonder why these people, the Rishi and Lord Krishna and all, who had so much wisdom and so much, sort of authority in a good way, why the Rishi couldn't just tell the hunter, yes, I did see the deer, but I'm not going to tell you where the deer is, because hunting is not good. You're taking, it's not a form of ahimsa, and you should find a different vocation. He had the opportunity, he had the wisdom, and I think the authority, the hunter would have listened to him, I feel. And when Lord Krishna and all do a little bit of, things like this, they're still revered. But the lesson we've got to learn is we shouldn't be doing these kind of, tricks or double meaning things, because we're not God, we're not showing divine qualities if we sort of indulge in these kind of things. Another word you were saying earlier was garb, and that reminded me, there's a bhajan in Hindi which says, Maili chadar od ke kaise dwar tumhare jaun. It's this devotee who's gone to a temple and he's had a clean bath and all, everything. And he says, Maili chadar means a dirty shawl. How do I wear a dirty shawl and go to a temple? As the bhajan unfolds, it talks one by one about that the shawl is not dirty, but it is actually, there is like all these feelings of hatred and anger and this and that. So the bhajan is very sweet, and it talks about this thing of I've come to you, Lord, with a clean body, but how do I clean my mind? Just wanted to add that. Thank you.
तूने मुझको जग में भेजा, देकर निर्मल काया.
That's right.
आकर के मैंने इसको दाग लगाया.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
Yeah, that is the first.
आपने सही बोला है. That is the one. Correct. Thank you.
Actually, he is talking about the inner impurities with which I have come, O Lord. That shawl is just that unclean mind and unclean this thing I have come here. Though body is clean, mind
right.
is
It's correct. It's just to symbolize the thing. Thank you.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Yes.
Sairam, brother. It's in regards to the story. After all this discussion, I'm thinking to myself, why the Rishi is saying in a different way to save the deer. Is the ultimate truth is maintaining, nothing to be heard. And as Sister Vasudha saying, to tell the truth, that person is not in that position to understand what he is going to say. He has to make he has to think with his discrimination power to say what to tell that person. If it's saying directly to him, yes, I saw him, at the time, the Rishi may be thinking he won't understand what I'm trying to say. So he may be using a different way to save that deer. This is how I'm thinking. Not everyone will understand everything at the right away. So you have to use your discrimination to say what is in a right perspective. Thank you, Saira.
Yeah, thank you, sister. Anyone else has something to say to what Sister Vasudha brought up? So I think maybe I will start off with the story of Swami. Apparently once Mother Ishwarama came to Swami and said, Swami, you know, so many devotees are coming. They have all sorts of complaints. You know, you are very, very selective. Why don't you solve all the problem with just like that? It is not right that you only solve some people's problems. And then Swami said, that's why you are my Swami, you are my mother and I am Swami. You know, that's the way you think. That's the way I'm not my mother, you know, something like that, Swami as well. Because there's a reason why divine personages, God does certain things. Because from each of them, we should understand what they're trying to do. I think the question, let's just maybe we are just dissecting the story, but I think it's good to understand what is truth. So I will dwell on it. See, the Rishi, the 100 animal is running. Okay, that is its dharma is to safeguard itself. Hunter is hunting because that is what his dharma is. You know, we may think if you tell a tiger, no, you should not eat a deer, the tiger will say that I am born to eat that. So hunter is also born in a hunting class. That is his dharma. So Krishna is not going to, or the sage is not going to tell you don't hunt, especially when that person is not yet mature enough to understand that. So number two. Number three, why shouldn't he say, I saw it, but I'm not going to tell you. If the Rishi is someone who does not identify with the body, and that itself is also tapas, we have not come to that topic, tapas, that he is continuously disidentifying himself with the body, he will say, which I talking to the body, I'm not the body. I don't identify with the body. So he does not have to say, I saw it, because that is not the truth as far as, that's why Kalyani asked, you know, we may not be able to say the statement. But the thing is, these high philosophical truths are also taught in each of these stories. That is, we should slowly disidentify with our body. Because the problem is, because we identify with the body, we have our attachment to our relatives, our children, our spouses, our relatives, our friends. All this comes because of attachment, and that is pollution. That is again saucham, it's uncleanliness. So actually this is ultimate. I don't even identify with my body. So then you can ask, what will happen to the hunter? He is not going to understand it. Doesn't matter. His Atma understands, because he has planted the seed. When a sage speaks, the seed is planted. Number one. Number two, let's take Krishna. Krishna, why did he do that drama of, he could have just killed Ashwatthama, or, he could have stopped everything from happening. In this world, things happen around the world. The thing is that the Pandavas also die one day, no problem, but their all children died. Krishna didn't stop that. But Krishna wanted the Pandavas to be alive to fight the battle next day. Okay. So that was his intention, number one. Number two, he also used Durvasa because he wanted to stop Ashwatthama's anger, and his anger, which was seething rage, had to be somehow put a stop to, and the only person, you had to take a thorn from it, another thorn. So Durvasa was the best person to deal with that anger. So variety of reasons, when Durvasa says they are under him physically also, literally, as well as even in spirit, the Pandavas were under the guardianship of Durvasa. Because dharma, wherever dharma is, Durvasa will be on its side. So there were many, just to illustrate, to make life a bit more meaningful. But the thing is, of course, as Sister Vasudha said, we don't have to play Krishna or the sage until and unless we also evolve to their stage. But we just discuss them as these stories came up, because we should, when Swami narrated this story about the sage, Swami has narrated it not once, multiple times through over the 60 years of Swami's discourses. And what Swami says is, always use yukti, some, creativity, without telling a lie. You distract the person, evade the question, if you want to put it that way, because that is the best solution in a particular situation. That's the best. When sometimes if your child is asking for a candy, then you will say, look at that toy or something like that. You will distract. So you don't have to. You may have bought the chocolate, and the child will ask, where is the chocolate? Where's the chocolate? So did you buy the chocolate? You may not want to give that answer at that point in time. So you will distract the child. So I think there are many, Swami says, never lie. As much as possible, use yukti if possible. Otherwise, keep silent. Those were the instructions from Swami. So I will just stop here. I hope we have dissected this question so much. But I think it's important that we understand, so that our own mind, this is one of the techniques which Swami has given to cleanse our mind. So I thought it's a good discussion.
Very good, brother. Thank you so much.
Desha Kala Paristhiti also, Swami also says the same. According to the time, according to the place, according to the situation, act according to that. Sairam.
Sairam, thank you very much, Auntie. Brother Tasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. I add to the point, brother. Lord Krishna also came down when the dharma or truth went down. So in order to establish the dharma, he came as a teacher. Even one point, Arjuna doesn't want to fight, then Lord Krishna said, I can destroy everyone in a millisecond. But he came down to teach. So he had to go through step by step. Then we can follow. Because of this one only, we are following so many years of his teaching. Thank you, Brother Sairam.
Yes, brother, we are just still studying halfway only. We are in Bhagavad Gita. Geetha Vahini, so.
Yes, brother.
Auntie,
you wanted to say something? I think you had unmute and say.
No. Shall we go to the next point? That knowledge.
Okay, the next one. So we have covered cleansed by the truth. The second one is
knowledge.
Jivatma.
Oh, that one. Jivatma is cleansed by penance and discipline.
Vidya and
Vidya tapasulu. Vidya tapasulu.
So Swami says Jivatma has to be cleansed with Vidya, which is knowledge of Atma Vidya.
Atma Vidya.
And tapas, which is penance. So which one shall we discuss? Atma Vidya first?
Yeah.
Or tapas?
Yeah.
So the Jivatma has to be cleansed, Swami says. I don't know whether Brother Tasan is going to have some challenge with this Jivatma. Isn't the Jivatma Paramatma? We are the sparks and all that. But Swami has said Jivatma has to be cleansed.
Cleansed.
Okay. Jivatma has to be cleansed with Vidya, and tapas.
Not only secular knowledge, it is spiritual knowledge also is needed to cleanse the Jivatma. He needs both.
Yeah, so generally the term Vidya in the spiritual parlance refers to Atma Vidya.
Atma Vidya.
Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Vidyanam Atma Vidya. That I am the Atma Vidya, with Vidyas, of all types of knowledge. First learning. Yes, I don't know, this collection, the collective, middle
Sai
field
Ram,
collective,
brother.
middle
Brother.
field collective, I think.
Yes.
A is.
Brother, so the Atma Vidya, the cleanse of Jivatma. So we already learned Jivatma to realize the Paramatma. There's a 3 gunas to transcend. So is that the one we are trying to Atma, to realize the Atma only we are trying to cleanse there? Is that the question?
With the knowledge.
With the knowledge to understand the Atma?
Yeah, I think the knowledge of what is Atma.
Yes, that's
Swami
a
say
deep.
Nirmalam, Niranjanam, Swami quotes that, which is blemishless, eternal, and so on. Yes. Knowledge of that.
Or knowledge of that, right. Okay, thank you.
Knowledge of Atman. Brother Tasan.
Yeah, just brother, you put a difficult situation too. Instead of they're supposed to put instead of Jivatma, they would have put as a Jiva. Jiva has to be cleansed, not the Jiva Atma. Then Atma is Paramatma.
Brother, we should tell Swami, you should have put Jivatma. See, I think sometimes when we study, I think I will pause here, brother. See, sometimes what happens when we study, we already have a certain understanding of a topic. And then when we study, we try to force fit whatever we are studying into what we already, our own understanding. But Swami has a way of breaking it. So Swami has used the word Jivatma. Maybe by mistake, but even if he makes a mistake, it's fact. It is truth. Satyam. Satyam, 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 as Swami would say. But it's Jivatma is the word which is used, brother. There's a reason why the word Jivatma is used. I think that's the idea. That's the whole understanding. Yes, Auntie, please go ahead.
The reflection of Paramatma in the mind, it is Jivatma. Why not we can call it directly Jivatma. It's only reflection, the part, an amsha that Bhagawan. There are 2 words, Jiva and Atma. Jiva and Atma. So it is Jivatma. That is, Jiva is that portion where our mind is there, and Atma is reflected in it. So both the things are there. So it's called Jivatma. Swami calls it correctly, Jivatma. I think.
Yeah, so if it's another way of saying it is, if you have a mirror and the sun is reflected in the mirror,
yeah,
you will not say reflection, you will say reflection of the sun. So the real sun and the reflection of the sun. Paramatma is the real sun, Jivatma is the reflection of the sun, or sun's reflection. So we can't remove the word sun because we are talking about sun's reflection. So Jivatma is the reflection of Paramatma. Paramatma is the real and the supreme Atma. So that in that sense, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Chidabhasa. Jivatma is another name for Jivatma is Chidabhasa. There is Chit as well as Abhasa. Chit is there, consciousness is there, and Abhasa, the reflection is there. So he's called Chidabhasa, or you can call it Jiva Atma. That's what the translation is. Sai Ram.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I don't know that. Middle field collective is, I don't know.
Sai Ram, yeah.
No, I think my
your question is answered. Okay, sorry.
maybe I can still comment. Sorry, brother. I was just gonna say comment. The first two we're talking about the vidya as a means of understanding the jivatma, right?
Yes.
That vidya, that knowledge, what we just discussed, the cleansing of the body and cleansing of the mind. When cleansing the body, we realize we're not the body. When we cleanse the mind, the truth, we realize we're not the mind. The truth leads us out of the mind to realize we're not the mind. So then that vidya, I think, comes that we're a spark of the higher being, right? The Paramatma.
Yes, brother. So actually, if you look at you have almost summarized the whole thing. See, we start with the body. We are not the body, but our body was given to by God. So that's the first one. The mind we cleanse with truth. Okay, knowing, focusing on the truth, on God. You focus the mind only on God. Then you come to the next one. Find out what is the quality. What are the qualities of the Atma? Atma Vidya, the knowledge, Atma is this way, Atma is beyond the gunas, all that knowledge. And then the final one is Buddhi, Jnanam. That means full identification. That's an experiential reality. So when we go through all these 4 steps, that is when Swami says we attain full cleanliness. That's what you have summarized. But, okay, I will backtrack a little bit. We will just stick to what is Atma Vidya and tapas. So Atma Vidya is knowledge of what is Atman. Because we need to, even to identify with Atman, we need to know, everyone says, I am Swami, I am divine. But we need to know what is divine. I am God, Swami says, I know I am God. So sometimes we sit down and think, oh, now I am also thinking I am God. Will we become God? No, we will not become God. So we should know what it is to be God. It's like, it's like a father comes and tells a son, 5-year-old son, I want you to be a doctor. The next day, the child can't say, I am setting up medical practice. I am doctor now. And my father said, I am doctor. So I am doctor today. No, it's not like. So we need to know what is it to be a medical practitioner. So same way, we need to know what is Atman. What are the qualities of Atman? How can they only then I can identify with that Atman. Knowledge of that, all the principles of that Atman is Atma Vidya. And then next one is tapas. So tapas, Swami has discussed. Anyone who would like to discuss what is tapas, which is Atma, Jivatma will help. Is it standing on one leg or standing upside down? Yes, Kalyani, please go ahead.
I think Swami has said it's unity of thought, word, and deed. I was just thinking that, like, even when I was talking earlier about the texting, it's like sometimes we have a thought, and because we think the thought is not so nice, we don't want to change the way we speak it out. But even that is a lie there, right? Because my thought itself should be kind, like from the beginning, like I shouldn't even have that thought.
Yeah, you are right, Kalyani. But the thing is, we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. So until our spontaneous, it's all right. There are always, Swami says, there are 3 questions we should ask when a thought comes and we are going to speak. Okay, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it pleasant? Okay, these 3 questions we can ask, and if they don't meet, you can strike it. I think that is that's discrimination of initially, until the mind spontaneously thinks only the right thoughts. I think it's so initially I think that's required. That's where Trikarana Shuddhi comes into play. All see, Trikarana Shuddhi means only for a jnani, the thought, word, and deed are all one. He doesn't have to make an effort. But until that effort, we have to do tapas, which is what you are suggesting is tapas. Okay. But we should not dwell on it too much after. That's the idea. Anyone
Sairam.
else?
Sairam,
Sairam.
brother, tapas, always you do it like asking for something, right? Like how Arjuna and in the wartime they were asking for certain weapons or powers. They go and do the tapas, right? But in that tapas, how is now relating to the Atma, Jivatma? Jivatma, to cleanse the Jivatma, they have to transcend all those qualities, all those desires and all. So we really didn't connect the tapas to Jivatma, to plants. The Vidya, I can understand. You understand what is Atma kind of, right? So you are working. So that's going to help the Jivatma to realize. But tapas, I'm just thinking, so how that is going to help kind of.
Sister,
Yeah.
see, generally we have that's why I said, we always have, that's why I asked Kalyani too, because Swami has spoken about this. See, it's like, if we go to temple to pray, means people think, what did you go to ask? Well, even prayer, we think it's only to ask for something. We do yajnas or to ask for something. Tapas, maybe to get a boon. This is general tendency, this general belief of ours. But yes, the technique may be same, but people use it for wrong reasons. But tapas in general is leading a life which is centered on God, where your thought, word, and deed are identical. That's the Swami's explanation of tapas.
So identical for like to realize Atma, right? To realize the oneness.
See, the thing is, whatever, once you know Atma Vidya, then you practice tapas with that. So basically, cultivating divine qualities of Atman within us, you can consider it as tapas. In thought, word, and deed. For example, if you say Atma is, Swami will, Swami will say Nirmalam, Nischalam, like that. Swami has various attributes of Atma. Nirmalam, Nirjalam, Niranjanam, Sanatanam, Nityabud.
Nitya Shuddha Buddha, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Atman. Swami always says that.
Yes. So, so we need to, each of those qualities we have to practice as tapas. So
but
that is
tapas, we have different way of doing things. Like if you ask some people like ask for a boon is different. But in this Jivatma, you have to ask for the tapas of
no boon, sister.
understand.
No boon seeking here.
Okay, so here this tapas is particularly to realize your Atma, right? Like
yes.
transform. So the words,
So
thought.
is it aligning your thought, words, and actions in alignment to that ultimate truth?
Yes. So this is what I had earlier mentioned. We put on a show in each of the locations. We will say when we go to a center, we dress in a certain way and go. We talk in a certain way. We listen to certain songs, but then we come away. Then everything changes. It is not tapas. Tapas means if you listen to bhajan once, throughout the day you are listening to bhajans. Throughout the day, you are thinking of the Lord. Throughout the day, you are dressing as if you are waiting for the Lord. So that is tapas. I know it's a tall ask, maybe, but that is tapas. So that is thought, word, and deed at all times same. No difference. At different times, we should not, so
Brother,
when
it's for same for realizing the ultimate truth. Am I right? That's the way you have to keep the word thought, deed.
See, it's learning to identify with the divine.
Yeah.
So that has to be 24/7 if you want to really identify with the divine. I think we started off asking, we are not the rishi who doesn't identify with the body. Okay, even if you just take that as a practice in thought, word, and deed, we should practice that I am not the body. That itself is tapas.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. The words, thoughts, deeds is very important to control your mind. Once you control your mind only, you can meditate or you can do the tapas. This is my input, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you.
Sairam, I just wanted to add, in performing our daily duties, let's say adhering to our daily duties, that's a form of tapas as well. So my question is, if we were to just adhere to, we all have assigned duties to us, would that be a form of tapas in helping us to understand and align our thought, word, and action? It's constant, it's unchanging. If I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, my duties and responsibilities, I feel in performing it truthfully, it's a form of tapas and helping us, because even, we can know all of this knowledge, but it's still so hard to achieve. There has to be a basis and foundation. So for me, for now, from a learner stage, I try to focus very, very much on duties, my daily duties.
So your question is it tapas? Can it be considered tapas, I think, sister?
Yes.
Okay. I will open the question to others to answer. I think Sister Shivani has raised her hand, so I will ask her to.
Sairam, I think it will answer Sister question as well, hopefully. I was planning to share my thoughts, how Sister Kalyani said penance, and Swami has mentioned in this Geetha Vahini before, unity in your word, thoughts, and deed. And how I am conceptualizing is that everything starts with your mind. Mind is bundle of thoughts, which leads into action, and action into behavior. So tapas to me, penance is changing your behavior, which we have developed over a period of time. So with this knowledge, the jnana, the atma jnana, changing your behavior pattern at whatever spiritual level we are at. It could be doing your dharma as a mother. That could be at the start, at that level. And for some people, hey, I need to just tell the truth, or I need to be more disciplined in my prayers, or understanding the meaning of prayer and the importance of prayers, not just thinking, but in my action as well. So for some people, constant connection with Bhagawan, 24/7 they want. So it depends on where we are on our spiritual level. So I believe it's a change of behavior, which is so hard at a human level to change. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of sadhana, lots of conscious effort, awareness. To me, that's penance itself, by realizing that this behavior needs to be changed, which starts with your mind and bundle of thoughts.
Thank you very much, sister. Brother Thasan, you have something?
Yes, just Sairam, brother. The duty, if you are doing the duty without any attachment, it's like a we studied in the karma. If you are not taking the fruit of the action, that take you to the end of the self-realization. But we are very rare in that case. So tapas means we have to focus on one point. That is the thing. We sit and meditate, or that is come under, as a starting point. We can say we are working and concentrating on a work. That is a worldly thing. We have to focus on the Lord. That is my assumption is a tapas. Focus on the Lord. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts on, if we do our duties, can it be considered tapas? And I think Brother Dasan talked about attachment. Anyone else would like to, doing our duty without attachment, he says, then it can become tapas. I think that's, did I understand Brother Dasan right? I hope.
Yes, brother.
Yes. So the Dasan said, if you do our duty without attachment, then it can be considered tapas. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please? So I think Sister Niranjani, I think my thought also sort of echoes what Brother Dasan says. See, the thing is, I think we all have to start somewhere. But the reality is, if you look at, about 6 billion, 7 billion people and all the animals, they're all doing what they consider as duty. Looking after their children, cooking at home, serving, basic things, basic duties, I think everyone is doing. But I think that is a non-negotiable thing which all of us have to do. But I think when we do that, cultivating an attitude of detachment, and I think Swami has already covered under the Bhakti Yoga earlier, that when we do action, we should do every action, even if we are doing our duty, doing it as an offering to God. The fruits of that can be offered to the Lord. Even when we cook as if we are cooking it for the Lord. So by transmuting each of our actions while performing our duties, we can make them into worship. And then I think they will also become tapas. Because that's what Krishna has already discussed. We already discussed it in the previous chapter, that how our activities, actions, how we can make them divine by offering to the Lord, by not aspiring for the fruits and so on, giving up attachment for the fruits and so on. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
It's just one other thing to add is I think if we are able to do our duty in the way that Swami has defined, then we don't need to consider that as a starting point. I think my understanding is that our duty itself will be what leads us to salvation, or like that is, it can lead us to the highest. But I guess the hard part is knowing how to do your duty properly, and that's what I think Swami is teaching.
Can you repeat, Kalyani? I missed, sorry.
Oh no, Uncle, I was just saying that we don't need to consider duty as a starting point. Like it can be the thing that leads us to moksha, like as long as we do our duty properly. And I think by learning and doing study circles, and that's what will teach us how we're supposed to do our duty.
Yeah, transmute all of our actions into worship.
Mm-hmm.
Swami says work is worship. Yes, yeah, thank you. Duty is
So
God,
then-
work is
So
worship.
then,
Yes, Sister
sorry,
Shiva.
then it's not, sorry, maybe I didn't hear clearly. Then it's not penance, then it's devotion, because you're offering everything to him. So doing a duty without attachment, I don't know, maybe I'm not able to see that as a penance, to me as a devotion.
Devotion is penance, sister. Very
Is it?
strenuous devotion.
It's love.
Yeah, but initially, who said tapas is, you know what actually, let's look at what
Tapas
is the
is
word
a sadhana to change, to be a better,
See,
right? Isn't it?
tapas is burning with yearning.
Mm.
Burning with yearning is tapas. That is intense devotion.
Mm.
It's unbearable burn, you know, you unbearable yearning. You know, as if your entire being is in fire. That is tapas.
Wow.
Burning with yearning for the darshan of the Lord. Tapas. Intense
So
devotion. Yes.
maybe I try to take shortcut in spirituality as well and in life. So if I have that, then that cleaning your mind with truth, knowledge, and all of that, I don't need it. I can just develop that burning in me.
Sister, the problem is, if there is other flammable material, everything around also will burn. Okay, your mind will burn. See, if you're cooking something, you can't be wearing, flammable material and cook. Okay, you will not be able to cook. Fire is needed to cook, but you should not have flammable material. So the thing is, unless the mind is cleansed, devotion can be bad. Very classic example of all the Rakshasas in the world. Ravana was the greatest devotee. Okay. Bhasmasura was a great devotee. Bhasmasura, then what happened? He burnt himself. Ravana was a great devotee. Desire, once the mind is not cleansed, can lead you astray. That's why cleansing of the mind is essential. You can't play with fire without cleaning everything. It's like you can get electrocuted. Because we want easy shortcuts, no effort,
No, effort is there. No. I'm saying that I don't want to make efforts. I want to, but I was just good. That discussion is happening that you're saying, no, you have to clean your mind. There's a process. There is a full process, and that's penance itself.
Most people, if there are any negative feelings which wells up in our head, that is, see, many times we go to center. All go to all centers, we all go to centers with full of devotion, but sometimes come away with anger, seething anger about this or that. Why? Because of exactly the same thing. Because devotion has turned into fire.
Very practical example. Very practical. Thank you.
That's why people say, we are going, and people ask others, oh, you are praying so long, why are you like this? Okay, why? Because then we have to ask ourselves. When we go to the that's why when you go to temple, you're supposed to go clean. Externally as well as internally. Because it will empower any feeling which we have. Even if it's a small negative feeling, it will be empowered so much. It will destroy us. Okay. Swami has covered this, I think, earlier on, but anyway, some of it is a revision. Oh, it's 4:30.
Thank you.
We have burnt time away. So with our discussion, I don't think we went to Styrium. We have not even covered Jnana. I think we'll cover it next week. Sai Ram, everyone. Wonderful to have you all. We will close with Samasta Loka. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Thank you so much.